Okay, just for Logan. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone this morning? Awesome. Exciting, right? This is an exciting new day. Those who are here at the 9 o'clock gathering, I'm a little different in this gathering. I'm a little more excitable, I guess you could say. Yeah, so welcome to Tucson New Thought. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm the founding spiritual director at this spiritual center that we are all part of. Whether this is your first time here or your 1,000th time here. Well, we haven't had 1,000 Sundays yet, but we will. Here's what I know. You are here on purpose, whether you think you are or not. That's the truth. Let's start off with our opening song. Here we go. I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. I see you dripping with abundance and ease. I see you enjoying the life you please. Playful at work and creative at play. I see you in gratitude for every day. And I say, I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. I know the dreams of your heart want to fly. It's time to spread your wings and give it a try. The love you give, you know you're bound to receive. Your good can only grow the more you believe. Come on now, I know the truth about you. I see the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I feel the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. It's all right. You know what? It's all right. It's all right. Your biggest self can't be denied. You've got no place to hide because I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. All right. So there's a funny thing I have to say. You know, when we were back in our little postage stamp of a room,
so long ago.
a week ago, when we were back in our little postage stamp of a room, I went through and did the celebration last week, and somebody came up and they said, wow, all that energy that you bring to this room, like, are you going to be able to fill another room? I said, do you know me? Oh, so yes. We join together as a spiritual community each and every week to celebrate one thing, one idea, one notion. We understand and know one thing only. So those of you who are here for the first time, you may not know what that is. But those who have been here before, I would love for you to let us know. What is that thing?
Love.
Absolutely. We are here to celebrate and understand that love is the infinite creative energy of the universe. And as we understand it, as we embody that idea, our lives get better. And isn't that what we're all looking for? Life to just get better and better, and for us to evolve into the most magnificent expressions of life we can be. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know about you. Our vision here at Tucson New Thought is to create a world that works for everyone. And we do this by instigating. That's not the right word. We do this by instigating something. I'm going to let you guess what that is. We do this by implementing our mission, which is to provide practical tools for personal transformation and awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And here's what I know about you. I know one magnificent idea about you. Yes, I do. You ready? You are magnificent. You are absolutely magnificent. I know you are magnificent. And I'm just going to take a moment to let you know, Jerry, your chair is right here. And if you could just, I think you can sit, sorry. I'm just going to make some arrangements here. You are magnificent. And come on up. Yeah. And I know that you are magnificent. See, I'm losing all control. That's all right. That's all right. I know that you are magnificent because you are a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of you, and each and every one of us is a reflection of the other. So what we can say about ourselves is that we are magnificent. So why don't we exclaim and acclaim and affirm for ourselves, I am magnificent. I am magnificent indeed. We are all magnificent. I would love for us to take a few minutes, don't go too far, but just take a stand and turn around and greet your friends and neighbors. Let them know their magnificence in your own unique way. And I know that you're way back over there, but I want to say hello to everybody who's online, let you know that I recognize and know your magnificence, and I'm so grateful that you've decided to be here with us today. I'm glad. We're going to outgrow this in 2 months. Nobody can hear it. I'm going to invite Carrie-Mon to join me on stage.
On stage? How does that sound?
It's an interesting concept here. I have to figure out where my new positions are as well. So we're going to do a ceremony, a ritual that we do every single week called lighting the flames of faith. I'm trying to figure out my position where people can see, and I just don't want to cover Christy. How's that? Is that okay? You move into a new space and it's like trying to figure out where the furniture goes, right? So the ceremony that we do called Lighting the Flames of Faith is a way that we honor all faith traditions, all spiritual paths, all religious ideologies worldwide. For each candle that we light, we are lighting them in honor of this understanding that each and every one of them is connected by and rooted in a divine golden thread of love. And so we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. We light a candle to represent the healing of any circumstance which requires divinity to be revealed. And that's how we teach healing, the revelation of divinity, the revelation of that infinite divine creative energy at the core of all creation. And as we root ourselves in that consciousness, we are healed. So this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you. I invite you to turn your attention to the candle on your right. This is our peace candle. And we keep this candle illuminated consistently because it is a reflection of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we recognize the illumination of peace in our hearts, it spreads not just into our social circle or into our city. We can actually spread peace throughout the expanse of the universe. That is the power that we have. And so we honor this candle utilizing these words of James Dillett Freeman, the power for protection, which we have modified slightly. If you would read this with me. Truly, the light of peace surrounds us, the love of peace enfolds us, the power of peace protects us, and the presence of peace watches over us. Wherever we are, peace is. I'm going to invite Anita Summers to join me. Here, I know, it's a different world, isn't it?
Oh, different universe, yes.
Just allow yourselves to experience, and if you want to sing along, you may.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a place of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a place of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
So here's what I know. That right here in this moment, there's an infinite power and presence that is good, that is constructive, that is infinite and ever unfolding in terms of creation, and this is who and what each and every one of us is. We are the very power and presence of this divine creative energy. We are God. We are greatness on demand. And this greatness is fully expressing itself by means of our lives. We recognize and know it as the expression of our individualized life, but it is an effervescent and infinite life that is flowing and coursing through each and every one of us, expressing as each and every one of us. I trust and know that this is the truth of my life, and I allow this perfection to unfold, and I trust that it does so for each and every one of us as we flow forth in this time and in this place with the reflection that there is only good that is ever being expressed by means of each and every one of us. And so I simply, with gratitude in my heart, overflowing from my beingness and that feeling welling up and creating that fuel that drives that creative engine, I let it be so. As I release, let go, allow, and know it to be, as together we say, and so it is.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a sense of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Thank you, Anita. Offering our reading and reflection and affirmation today. Do you need this? Do you want this? Yeah. You move it where you need to move it. Can I let you? Can I tell the secret about what happened this morning? So I do this thing in the first gathering, which I used to do as part of the big gathering. Like there's any difference between the two. But I moved it to being exclusively as part of the first experience, which is I do this random reading, and then I do a whole talk based on a random reading. Like I don't know, like I ask for a page number and a paragraph number and everything, and I do this. And it's a challenge to do that, but it's a good challenge for me as a minister to say, I know what I'm talking about. I've been well trained. So the person who's giving our reading and reflection today came in this morning and said, I know that I had this feeling all week that I'm supposed to be doing the reading today, but it's not in my calendar. So I said, but did you prepare? Because you are doing the reading today. I am? Yes, you are. So I said, well, there's a whole bookshelf. Go grab a book. Find what resonates with your soul. And go for it. So here, to offer a random reading and reflection with our affirmation is Carrie Munn Pierce.
It's true. But I do...
Are you wearing a microphone?
Oh, I'm not wearing a microphone.
Oh, can you grab the handheld?
You didn't even need that prepared. So, I'm so excited today that I'm just out of my mind, I think, in every way. I can't believe that we've put all these chairs out. As I look out, it's literally already filled. So, don't get too comfy, folks. Because we may be busting the seams here pretty soon. So in all of the excitement, yes, I did in fact not prepare, and that's fine. I did look at Jonathan's bookshelf, and I'm a big believer that I'm going to be guided by my own intuition, and so I did the old browse, read the spines, and this is the book that came to me. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And I thought, okay, yeah, well, that couldn't be more perfect. So Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers, PhD. And then I did literally do this. Okay, what page am I at? And actually, it came to a chapter head that says, sorry, microphone to my face here. It says, how to make a no-lose decision. And I thought, okay. And then I turned the page, and I started reading, and I'm going to read that to you. And it says, one of the biggest fears that keep us from moving ahead with our lives is our difficulty in making decisions. As one of my students lamented, sometimes I feel like the proverbial donkey between two bales of hay, unable to decide which one I want, and in the end, starving to death. The irony, of course, is that by not choosing, we are choosing to starve. We're choosing to deprive ourselves of what makes life a delicious feast. The problem is that we have been taught, be careful, you might make the wrong decision. A wrong decision, just the sound of that can bring terror to our hearts. We are afraid that the wrong decision will deprive us of something, money, friends, lovers, status, or whatever the right decision is supposed to be to us. Closely tied to this is our panic over making mistakes. For some reason, we feel we should be perfect and forget that we learn through our mistakes. Our need to be perfect and our need to control the outcome of events work together to keep us petrified when we think about making a change or attempting a new challenge. And wow, I thought to myself, that's what I read. I just picked the book, read the page, and so many things came to me. First of all, this was a leap of faith switching from there to here. It was a leap of faith at every stage of the way, which I guess we're not going to see that video today, right? Okay, well, at some point there'll be an amazing review of where this Tucson New Thought has come from, and I'm thinking about that myself. It started in my living room, and here we are, and it's not even 2 years later, and we've made 5 moves or something like that, close to 5, right? So what comes to me when I read this passage personally is something that I've been working on for a long time, and that is this idea that we win or we learn in everything that we do. And gosh, it sounds sort of harsh, like you win, oh, you got the prize, oh, we learn, oh. No, for me, winning and learning are both gifts. If you win, okay, so we got it right, or it worked out, or it was effective. But over here, if we learn, we also got a gift of deeper wisdom, of better understanding, of more open perspective on something. And that's a gift too. So what I come away with on this feel the fear and do it anyway is so much more. Like, why not make that leap into any risk that's in front of you? Because no matter what, you're going to get a gift. You will win or you will learn. So that's what I have to say today. And now we're going to move into the affirmation. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait, and I have it right here to read. So what it actually says is, there we go, I am, yeah, not much better. Okay, that's okay. This is a fantastic, and this is our last week of this affirmation, so really take it in today. I will read it first, but I would love for you to join me in the second round. So what it says is, I am a magnificent blank page of infinite possibility. Let's say that together. I am a magnificent blank page of infinite possibility. I feel like we need it one more time because we got to fill this space, like just infuse these walls because this is brand new. So let's do this one more time. I am a magnificent blank page of infinite possibility. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'll turn the light back on. Thank you for that. That is a learning opportunity for sure. One of the things that we do have, and I'll just bring it to your attention, is that our affirmation we do print on cards now. We have a ton of cards that are still on our information table. So after the service, grab some cards, take that affirmation with you, share it with people, because I think that this is something that can be shared with it's not there anymore, that can be shared far and wide, and wow, it changes people's lives when they truly take that to heart. I'm filling space a little bit, multitasking. I'm vamping, yes. We have a special guest, 2 special guests who are going to be singing and are performing today our special music. And I am so grateful. Actually, you want to know what I'm really grateful for? I'm grateful that I didn't have to prepare an extra song this week. This is someone who walked into Tucson New Thought some time ago, and I will actually say that it's because of her that Christy is in our lives, and for that I am in deep gratitude. So please welcome today with our special music, Grace Hartman and David Levin.
Wow. Good morning, everybody. This is a song, a Hebrew song called Nasim Shalom, Let There Be Peace Among Us, written by a magnificent singer-songwriter who left this world way too early, named Debbie Friedman. Nasim Shalom Tova. Wait, we're going to start over again. Take two. Microphone is not too. Okay, that's better. Nasim Shalom Tova Uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Nasim Shalom Tova uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Let the light of your presence be the light of our lives. Grant us happiness, mercy, and peace. May the people of Israel join hands with the world and our passion for justice increase. Nasim Shalom Tova uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Nasim Shalom Tova uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Let the light of your Torah be the light of our lives. Grant us goodness, grant us blessings and love. May our yearning for peace be a blessing for us all as the olive branch soars with the dove. Nasim Shalom Tova uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Nasim Shalom Tova uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim Let the light of humanity shine brightly in us all. Grant us kindness, compassion, and heart. May our willingness to live as one be everyone's soul, and together we'll make a new start. Nasim Shalom Tova uveracha Chen v'chesed May it be so.
Thank you. I just need a moment.
Take your time. Where are the fellas in black?
That's in our next space. Yeah. Thank you. Because I feel like that's the perfect blessing for this new incarnation. And, last week when we talked about, because I came to you, I said, I'd love for you to sing again. So, I'll sing next week. I'm like, great. And I didn't reach out to say, well, what's the song going to be? Which I often do. And I'm grateful that I didn't, because I got to have an experience of that song that would have been different had I known what it was going in ahead of time, and had I had like an awareness, and then I would have probably constructed something around it. And I'm just grateful to have had the experience. So thank you for that. Let the light of your presence, I'm grateful you left the lyrics here too. Let the light of your presence be the light of our lives. Grant us happiness, mercy, and peace. Let the light of your Torah be the light of our dreams. Grant us goodness, grant us blessings and love. Let the light of humanity shine brightly in us all. That really touched me. Grant kindness, compassion, and heart. Grant us kindness, compassion, and heart. May our willingness to live as one touch everyone's soul, and together we'll make a new start. Well, here we are making a new start. Last week, I offered this opportunity for you to engage in spiritual practice, which was to say, get clear this week on the tools that you use. The spiritual tools that you use. What do you practically go to in times? Because you know what? If there's a minister who ever stands up and says that they have all the answers and that they never feel any pain and they've got it all figured out, run screaming from the room. Because the whole point of view of being in ministry, the whole point of view of being present to you in this capacity is to say that I have experiences too. And what I am here to do is to be a demonstration of the way we put the tools to work to change our lives, to change my life. And so the work last week was to say, get clear on the practical spiritual tools that you use and make a determination. Do they continue to work for you? And if they do, fantastic. And if they don't, find something new. Find something new, because we are in constant states of evolution. We are constantly unfolding aspects and expressions of this infinite divine power. We are constantly unfolding. That means I am not the same person I was 10 minutes ago. I am certainly not the same person I was 10 minutes ago. So, then the question is, how did the homework go? Good? Good. You remember to do it? No. Aha. I'm going to give you a little clue in. I usually put the homework into the Tuesday email. So if you read the Tuesday email, it's a good little reminder for you. What did you say?
I don't know if I've signed up for it.
Oh.
I should sign up.
You should sign up. You should all sign up for the emails. So engaging the tool is something that we can do, but here's what it does. Engaging the tool requires action in our lives. It requires action in our lives. It requires us to actually be involved in creating the change we would like to experience, creating the change we would like to unfold as our lives. It requires work, and nobody ever wants to hear that. It's my big joke. Those of you who are here for the first time, I always joke, I say, this philosophy is work, until it's not work anymore. because you've embodied a new idea to such a degree that it becomes the new expression of your life. But until you do that, I live by the motto, do the work, live the results. Do the work, live the results. Action is the point. In what way are we active, living embodiments of this thing, this thing that I refer to as God, this thing that we often refer to as universal spirit or presence or whatever you choose to call it? It is an ineffable, you can't describe it, indescribable thing. And the minute we put words to it, we've limited the idea, and I'm so tired of limiting the idea of even that. I don't want to live a limited life anymore. And so our job is to utilize the spiritual tools in action to open ourselves up to a more magnificent experience of this thing called life. We are greatness on demand, G-O-D. We are God. That is who we are, greatness on demand. But are you demanding of yourself the greatness that you inherently are? I see some heads out there going, no. It's time to start. Yesterday was not the point, clearly, because you didn't do it yesterday. And tomorrow, if you say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and you keep putting it and say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, you notice how tomorrow is always tomorrow? It's never this moment. You ready? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Ernest Holmes. What? Yes. Hold the book up. Ernest Holmes wrote this. This is one of my favorite quotes. One of the great difficulties in the new order of thought, is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. I know so many people in this movement who can basically go to the primary text, and they can quote this like, an evangelical minister can quote the Bible. They can say, oh yes, one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. It's right there in the book. I mean, I can do that too, but you know what? There are some people who do that, but I don't see them living it. And I don't want to sit here in judgment. I'm not going to stand here in judgment of them. I'm just going to say that what I look at is a reflection of the unwillingness in me when those people are in my life to not do the work. And it says, I'm at choice now. I get to decide to step into actually being who I say I am. This is the great opportunity that we have when anybody comes into our lives, and we may find ourselves in judgment of them for any purpose if they are a reflection of that which is within our hearts that has an unwillingness. And so our work is to remember that and not be in judgment, because that is the mirror. I talked about the mirror a week or two ago. That is the mirror. And it says to each and every one of us, I see, I know who I am, and I choose now to take action in my life. Because once you see the reflection, you're at a choice point to take action, to practice the philosophy. Do you want change in your life? Yes? You can actually answer that. It's not a rhetorical question. Do you want change in your life?
Yes.
It takes practice. It takes practice. You have to actually engage in the practice of doing it. Or here's the other opportunity that you can have. Do you want to live in an echo chamber? Because if you do, that requires nothing. It requires nothing. It just means, I'm going to go about my day hunky-dory. All is well, right? Yes. Yeah, my life doesn't feel too great, but all is well, right? A former student of mine posted on Facebook this week, and I don't, what I will preface this by saying is it's in relationship to current affairs, which then people say, they get nervous because like, is he going to get political? And I'm not here to get political, but this is what he posted, and I just wanted to give you the heads up. In relationship to current affairs, he wrote this: I was told by someone who I respect, who studies the energy of things and the healing arts, that I only need to keep my vibration high and not be concerned with the negative aspects. That this is all being the there's an expletive in there, so I'm going to say all being the stuff. This is all bringing the stuff to the surface so that it can be cleared and healed. There was something that really caught me there, though. The only thing I need to do is keep my vibration high and not be concerned with the negative aspects. No. If those things are in your sphere, they are there as a reflection of something that is within you, and you are in a choice point to do something about it. I read this. That was my reaction to the reading. This is, and I wrote this as a response. I said, this is classic bypass. This is classic spiritual bypass, to say, all is well. I'm going to go sit on the mountaintop and know that all is well and all is good. And you know what? Fundamentally, at the infinite level, that is true. At the absolute level, that is true. But we are living lives of the divine as our own, and so we have infinite experiences that may not feel so good. And I'm saying I live experiences that don't feel so good sometimes, but I know that I have the tools to put into place to allow them to be good, because I can change my experience. That's the whole point of the philosophy. Change your thinking, change your life, which we have rooted into this next notion: change your beliefs, change your life. I said, it's classic bypass. I only need to keep my vibration high. And it is. Let's all walk around with a high vibration, but trust that as we lift ourselves up into that high vibration, that it is being reflected in the world around us, because that is impelling us into the action of our lives, not just sitting on a mountaintop. A high vibration does not necessarily translate into action. The movement of spirit as us is just that. It is movement. Spirit is in a constant state of evolution, which is why this is a center for spiritual evolution, to say that we must be precipitating our own evolution. Wow, it is so cool to be up here. I'm just like having a moment. As I talk about evolution, I'm like, this is the evolution of an idea that started 22 months ago in her living room. But it's because I took action in my life to say, this is what I want. I'm going to allow my consciousness to be in a particular state of beingness that is aligned with what it is I would like to experience. And you know what? To the degree that I keep that vibration high and leads me into action, I always take the right action. That's the value of keeping your vibration high, is that it will lead you into taking the right and proper action for the perfect flow of your life. And it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. I had to get over that real fast. I had to get over the idea that my ministry had to look like anybody else's ministry. It doesn't. Because I used to compare myself a lot with my mentor. I still do sometimes. That's my work. It's my work to do. But my ministry doesn't have to look like that. Your lives do not have to look like the lives of anybody else. They need to look like your life. And the only way that it can look like your life is to practice and take action. Part of the practice of the philosophy is the activity of changing your life. If you want healing in the world's current affairs, healing unfolds through action. We teach a particular mode of practice called, now those of you who are here for the first time, you're about to hear a jargon term. And I'm just giving you fair warning, because it's one of those terms that people go, what is, huh? We teach a practice called spiritual mind treatment. And it also sounds funny. It's like, oh, that sounds very woo-woo, doesn't it? Spiritual mind treatment is affirmative prayer. We teach prayer within this philosophy. We teach a constructive, affirmative prayer that is saying we're going to take charge of how we express. In our form of prayer, we are not praying to God. Remember what I said earlier? I said we are God. We are praying as God. We are staking the claim for our expression of life as this divine power at the level of our expression and understanding of it. So we teach treatment. Ernest Holmes says a treatment is an active thing. It is not passive work we teach. If we want change in our personal lives, we must be in action. So I agree with Ernie. What's that? I trust he's pleased in whatever plane of action he is on at this moment. We celebrated his 133rd birthday this week. Yeah. Action heals. Taking action heals. Have you ever harmed yourself by having an open wound? such a pleasant thought on a Sunday morning. But think about it. If you've ever cut yourself, if you are in inaction, if you don't take care of that, what happens? It can become infected. And the likelihood is that it will become infected if you don't take care of it. So you have to take action to heal. Action heals. This is an excerpt, so this is my former student's post. This is an excerpt of what I wrote. Did I mention that the guy who wrote the thing was a former student of mine? Yeah. Okay, all of a sudden I wrote, former student, I thought, I don't remember saying that. This is what I wrote. The nature of spirit as us is expressed through our circumstances. Our work is to consciously address the circumstances. It all starts in mind. That's the high vibration. It all starts in mind. But if it doesn't lead to action in the world of form, then our mental work is fruitless. If prayer does not reveal itself in activity, then the prayer has not been answered. I'm going to say that again. It's very important. If the prayer does not reveal itself in activity, then the prayer has not been answered. The impulse into action is always the answer to the prayer. Always. That's the whole point of prayer. Now, when you take class with me, one of the things I'm going to make you memorize is to say, what is the purpose of prayer? And the answer, students, the purpose of prayer is to change our minds. But in the changing of our minds, it must impel us into action. Otherwise, our minds actually haven't been changed. We're just kidding ourselves. The answer to prayer is always met with action, in action. Our spiritual work, if we do not experience an impulse, then the work is incomplete. So one of the practical tools that I use, and I invite you to take for yourself, it's the homework, is to stop yourself at any point, not just this week, although I'm going to have you put a special focus on it this week, to stop yourself at any point where you're going through the world and you find yourself saying, I can't. If you find yourself at any point saying, I can't, stop yourself. Find some method, some tool. You know the no complaining, where they like if they find themselves complaining, they put the bracelet on the other hand. Find something like that. And if you find yourself saying, I can't, put the bracelet on the other hand, or on the other wrist, and then ask yourself this question: what can I do? And allow yourself to find the answer. Allow yourself to be impelled into action through that answer. What can I do? The practice of science of mind calls for a positive understanding of the spirit of truth, a willingness to let this inner spirit guide us to action. God is a verb. God is action. And you are God. You are the activity of this infinite divine creative power at the level of your understanding and expression of it. You are the activity of God. Live in action. Lights, camera, action. Each week I do explain to you, right? I think I say it pretty much every week. I say every single week, you, me, we are God. Let us truly take that to heart. God is that greatness on demand. The demand is for what? Action. Sensing a theme here? Because God is active as us. So that is the homework. Replace the words I can't and ask yourself the question, what can I do? And be led into action by the answer. On the last Sunday in January, I often read, I don't know, this has just become my habit. I often read what is on page 423 of The Science of Mind. I'm not going to read it in whole, but what I really would like to do is to have you just close your eyes and hear these words and take them on for yourself. He writes, "What the world needs is spiritual conviction followed by spiritual experience. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principle than to have them repeat all the words of wisdom that have ever been uttered. It is far easier to teach the truth than it is to practice it. But the practice of truth is personal to each, and in the long run, no one can live our lives for us. To each is given what they need, and the gifts of heaven come alike to all. How we shall use these gifts is all that matters." How we shall use these gifts is all that matters. And that's my message. Namaste. I'm going to invite the Vice President of our Leadership Council. Oh, wait, we have a song to do. I'm in a whole new place, and it just... We have a song to do. Where do you want to be? Is that good, right? There we go. Okay. Sorry. Anita Summers.
God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am, God is, I am. Right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am. Right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
And now, I will invite William Summers, the Vice President of our Leadership Council, to the stage. Hello, William.
Hi.
Yay!
Normally I'd get up here and say something semi-witty. I'm not going to do that today. Too tired. That's true. Instead, what I'm going to invite everyone here to do is take 3 to 5 seconds, turn your head around and just look at this room. And the neat thing about this is you created this. You created this experience. I don't care if it's the first time that you're here. You're sitting in the seat out there. You're helping to create this experience. Now we're going to pass the basket around in a few minutes, and you put in what you put in, and that's fine. But as you hear in many New Thought places, it's time, talent, and treasure. Now there's people have come up to me and said, William, I really can't put a lot in there. I don't have a lot of financial resources. I get that, I was very poor growing up. I know what that's like. I can empathize with you. But you may have time. You may have a talent that we need. Please get a hold of me, get a hold of the office. We'll give you a chance to participate, to do what Jonathan was talking about today, to take action here. Now, if you got a lot of money, you don't get off the hook. There's
All right.
still the talent and the time. So if we're going to have this experience, and I got to say, it's absolutely magnificent. You're right, it's fun up here.
Isn't it?
Yes. If there's so many people in Tucson so hungry for this experience. As you can see, we can barely contain ourselves now. So please, put in what you can, put in your time, share your talent with us, whatever you're able to do, and we really are grateful for it. So with that, do we have a...
There it is.
There we go. We have our divine giving statement, and I invite you to read that with me.
Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that Spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
Thank you.
Really, I'll take that. Thank you so much. We're going to sing our giving song while the baskets go around. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful, 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 grateful. I am so blessed. I always say if Sunday morning isn't entertaining, it's not worth it. You would please. I just want to take this opportunity to acknowledge what is in this basket, recognizing that it is the power of love in action right here and right now, for that is what this tangible thing called money is. And so I live in gratitude for what has been collected here. Deep gratitude in my heart, and I understand and know that it is on a temporary stop here to do great work by means of this thing called Tucson New Thought. I know and trust that this money is utilized with the highest integrity by the leadership of this organization, and I am in deep gratitude for everyone's contribution and understanding that it blesses this entire world as we put forth our vision of creating a world that works for everyone. This supports that, and so I live in gratitude. I let it be, as I release, let go, allow, and know it to be so, as together we say, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm going to turn off the lights, and we're going to hear Darwin's voice.
Good morning, everyone. Here are your Tucson New Thought announcements for January 26, 2020. Join us this Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. for our midweek spiritual practice. This week is all about visioning. Reverend Jonathan will guide you to tap into a vision for your most magnificent self. It's not too late to join class. Spiritual Foundations continues this Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. This course will answer your questions about New Thought and science of mind. Join us on Wednesday. Today is Potluck Sunday. Thank you to everyone who brought a dish to share. For more information on everything that is happening at Tucson New Thought, check out our website at tucsonnewthought.org and connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Tucson New Thought. Thank you for being here and sharing your magnificence with us.
Yeah. So last night, when I realized that I had not cut the video together, I went through and I started cutting it together at about 11 o'clock last night. And I was listening to it, and there was a mention about the potluck that says, grab your food and then come in and eat it while we have our annual general meeting. So I had to cut that out of the announcements. Darwin's probably going, oh, there's stuff missing. So with everything that happened, we schedule our general meeting for the final Sunday in January every year. That is what we do. And it is the meeting where the community comes together. We talk about the business of the center, what our vision is for the upcoming year, where we have come from. We look at the financials. It's all that businessy stuff. And it's always scheduled for the final Sunday in January. Had we known that we were going to be moving into this suite, which we did not know until about the middle of this previous week. I got the final call on Wednesday, and I took the lease down on Thursday. I signed a lease on Thursday. And I just want to say, all of this was done Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I really want to give great gratitude to everybody who came down and helped out, and gratitude to all of you for showing up today. But what we've decided to do is, because we've put so much time, energy, and preparation into creating this space, we wanted to make sure that we did the same for our annual community meeting. So we are delaying it 1 week. It will be next week. So the potluck today, you get to go and enjoy and be social with people, not have to come in and listen to me blather on about finances, which, that might be a better thing. Yes?
Even if someone did not bring food, they are welcome.
Oh, absolutely. The potluck is open to everyone. Please stay and enjoy this community. It's one of the things that I'm grateful for on the final Sunday, the last Sunday of every single month, that we have potluck and we get to gather together in community. We do indeed. There's always stuff left over. If you are someone who is interested in supporting Casa Alitas through this organization, we do collect for Casa Alitas. There's information on the information table, but what I wanted to let you know today is that it was brought to my attention that today, if you go shopping at the Salvation Army store, all clothing is $2 a piece, and so you can buy clothing and then deliver it here, and we will transport that to Casa Alitas. The thing that's important, Mirta, do you mind standing up? We're looking for clothing that is more Mirta's size and not my size. It's really important because the people that are coming into our country, they tend to not be, these large people like American size. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and it's one of the ways that we do outreach work here at Tucson New Thought, and one of the things we will talk about at the meeting next week is more ways that we can live and do outreach. So if you have any ideas, I welcome them. I want to say thank you to Aiden for providing our technical support today. He's been assisted by my father, Don. Thank you for your help. Thank you to everybody who brought a dish to share for the potluck. I want to say thank you to our greeter and our impromptu reader, Carrie Mon, for your magnificence, and thank you for helping out. Yes, I want to say thank you to John for helping with the collection, and I want to say thank you to Anita and to Christy for music that you bring to our experience. And I really want to say thank you for being here, for bringing your light and shining it in this venue, and I am so grateful that you are here.
And let's all stand up and thank our leader.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I have to tell you, stay standing, because this final song seems like a really appropriate song for what's just happened. If you think there's nothing new under the sun, if it's possible it's already been done. If you think the stage has all been said, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun'll come up with the wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. If you think you finally made your bed, and there ain't nothing down that road ahead. If you think this is as good as it gets, wanna bet? You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun'll come up with the wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's the song, I swear, is written that way. Make it a magnificent week, everyone. Thank you so much.